A guy by the name of Biggie approaches a gang of drug traffickers and offers them a new product to sell for free. The product is a unique pill called Power that for 5 minutes gives the consumer a random ability, but not everyone responds well to the medication. Biggie shows the tablet to N, a dealer who is interested but dubious of its claims. A few weeks later, N's cousin Robin is selling Power on the streets as an aspiring rapper. 3 criminals approach her and try to rob her, but Detective Frank Shaver shows up just in time to stop her from being attacked by one of the gangsters trying to take a power pill. Frank steps in and scares the others away by acting like he's about to arrest Robin. Unbeknownst to others, Frank and Robin are buddies. She provides him with power. Frank is nevertheless committed to keeping Robin safe. He gives her a motorbike as a delayed birthday present out of kindness. In the meanwhile, a guy in the city by the name of Arthur Art Riley went by the moniker The Major Ventures into an apartment block to find N, and when the elusive source of power, which has been clearly affected by excessive power use, discovers N's power cache, it becomes more and more deformed within Art, and the dealer becomes frantic, reaching for his pistol to try to eradicate Art. Art is saved by quick reflexes as he disarms, preventing a fatal conflict, consumes power, and ignites his body to become a human. Throughout the complex, Inferno follows his artistic passions, taking 3 more tablets in a frantic effort to overcome him. But Art outwits him and submerges him just in time for him to gasp out Biggie before the power's catastrophic consequences completely destroy him. Art barely avoids the devastating explosion somewhere else. Irene wakes Robin from her slumber, telling her that she has to get back to school since she is struggling academically and is feeling overwhelmed and preoccupied. Ignoring that Art is using N's phone to intercept her communications and catch her instructor off guard, Robin tries to get in touch with N to ask for more power. When Robin is reprimanded for being unfocused, the instructor starts to wonder about her hobbies and skills. The class cheers as Robin's buddy compliments her rap abilities and begins to create an opportunity for her to freestyle and criticize the instructor. Still, this moment of empowerment is just in Robin's head. Rather than giving up her phone, she finds herself going to the principal's office, where she is made to face the repercussions of her behavior. Detective Frank Shaver gets a distress call about a bank heist, in which a criminal by the name of Griff is almost invisible due to his usage of power for camouflage. Frank takes a power pill, carefully planning the release time, and participates in a high-stakes Griff almost loses the pursuit as the criminal makes a bold move and boards a train car. Griff releases a powder spray that reveals his whereabouts when he opens a bag of stolen money. The pursuit veers into a pitch-black lane. As Griff makes a valiant and armed effort to shoot Frank to death, Frank's improved ability allows him to endure the gunshot and finally overpower Griff, which is unfortunate. Frank is forced to give up his badge and weapons before he can leave Captain Crane's grasp after being chastised by the captain for abusing his authority. Frank snaps a picture of Art because he believes that he is the source of power. In the meanwhile, Art follows Robin to a well-known meeting place, a church's chicken, and damages her bike by cutting its tire. He throws her into the car's trunk after kidnapping her with force. In addition to frightening Robin's mother, Irene, Art brings her to a secluded area to question her about the source of power. Though neither is very large, he shows Robin a picture of a lady and a bald guy, implying their association with power. Art gives Robin a number to call a warehouse that is said to trade in power, and also points her in the direction of a market in Hong Kong where she may find out more information on alligator wine. Sensing Art's presence outside, Robin asks for alligator wine at the market and is sent to a guy called Quo in a private section. After Quo takes control from Robin, Art unexpectedly approaches them, which causes Quo's goons to launch a vicious attack. Even when Quo shoots Art in the chest, Art manages to kill most of the assaults. Art keeps going until the agony finally renders him helpless. For a little while, Art has a hallucination in which she believes Robin to be the same age as Tracy. Art and Robin discover a group of computers that are monitoring POW users together. Art comes to the conclusion that those who create power are testing new ideas via their dissemination. A flashing urgent notification announces a presentation at a certain place in less than 2 hours. Driven by vengeance and still under the grip of power, Quo suddenly expels the bullets from his body, while Art demands that Robin go with him right now. He lunges at Art and Robin at the market in a frantic attempt to survive. Quo is mortally stabbed by Art when his power takes effect. Go away. Art begs Robin for help, looking weak and honest now, sharing his greatest wish to find his lost daughter. Touched by his pleading, Robin administers to Art's injuries. When Detective Frank Shaver notices that Robin is engaging in strange behaviors, he becomes concerned and races to her house, where he discovers Irene being accosted by 2 combative police officers. Despite almost exposing his cover, Frank infiltrates the scenario by pretending to be Irene's boyfriend in order to deflect suspicion. As Art reveals his past as a soldier, Frank is able to persuade Irene that he is a reliable friend of Robin's, convincing the officers to leave Art. As a result, Robin and Art develop a closer bond. He listens carefully as Robin tells him about her goals in rap, which inspires her to perform a few rhymes to show off her abilities before leaving. On the way to the resentment, Robin makes her demand for $110,000 from their next project known. Art tells of his horrific past as an unwilling test subject for Tios's Power EXP trials, explaining that his daughter Tracy was born naturally gifted with abilities. She was taken hostage by a Tios agent who used her blood to make power pills, even though she was not affected by the drug at the time. Art's memories jumble up seeing Robin for the briefest instant as Tracy and feeling like they're being followed, much as the day Tracy was abducted. As they are driving artwork, Robin steps in just in time to rescue Art from his hallucination and prevent an accident. Frank, who has located users at the same spot, arrives to the presentation site shortly after Robin and Robin. They sneak inside the arena and find Biggie showing off his strength to Matriarch, the head of a cartel in South America. With Sweets serving as the test subject, Biggie shows off the pill's powers as her partner Modato watches. He says the pill bestows powers akin to those of adapting animals in order to live. Candy shows off her ability to control her body temperature by freezing herself. Frank, in the meanwhile, finds Robin and tries to convince her that Art is. Despite her incredulity, the mastermind behind Power acts decisively, killing a man and pursuing Biggie. However, their secret is discovered, leading the Matriarch to attempt to escape with the pills. A gunfight breaks out between Art's men and the cartel as he approaches Biggie. Candy unfortunately freezes to death after being stuck in the demonstration chamber. Art approaches Biggie by himself and takes 3 of his fingers out of him in order to get important information. Biggie claims that Gardner and her goon Wallace, who kidnapped Tracy, would be on a yacht called Genesis. As Frank tries to arrest Art, they both understand they are Robin's friends, breaking up their conflict. Biggie is consuming power and becoming a monster figure in the meanwhile. When the escape Art deliberately detonates petrol canisters and opens fire on Biggie, causing a big explosion that eventually results in Biggie's death, the heroes quickly leave the facility with Biggie in pursuit. Reluctantly, Frank captures Art when he divulges important details about Tracy and suggests that Captain Crane is being influenced by 2. In order to get to the Genesis, the boat where Tracy is being kept, Art arranges his own arrest by 2s, and Frank deceives a guard to enter the boat, whereupon he is shot without the guard realizing it. Now that he's gained control, Frank is unstoppable. He recovers fast and slips aboard. Art meets with Dr. Gardner, the CEO of 2s, who has been using him for experiments ever since. Frank and Robin come see a power-enhanced guard inside the boat, whose limbs are rubbery. He gets cleverly trapped by Frank in a closing door, which ultimately severes his arm. One of Gardner's goons, Wallace, utilizes his strength to fortify himself and goes for Frank and Robin. Finally, as a last-ditch negotiation tool, Art is able to get a sympathetic guard to let him go by showing him the power pill concealed in his mouth. Wallace locates the artwork, but before Frank can get there to take possession of it, the artwork outwits him and renders him unconscious with 2 shotgun shots. In the meanwhile, Robin finds Tracy and manages to set her free. Another guard they come across wields strength to turn his bulging bones into a weapon, but Art decisively impales him with a well-aimed blow. Amid the confusion, Art and Tracy get back together before they all try to get off the boat. But Garter shows up and insists that the artwork be turned in, endangering Robin's life in the process. At a pivotal point, Art courageously approaches Garter. After taking the strength pill, Art becomes as strong as a pistol shrimp. He calls out whips, which quickly and accurately kill Gardner's goons. He then drops a train on Garter, eliminating the immediate danger. After Tracy uses her skills to save Art from near death, the 4 are eventually allowed to go. Frank gets Robin home and makes arrangements to reveal Power Art and Twos, splits ways with Tracy and Robin before departing. The film comes to a conclusion when Tracy drives off with Robin over a bridge after Robin brings her fair part of cash art back to her mother. I'm hoping you like the movie.